on you with their friends, girl, you got it.
Don't you think it was a little strange that money was created? The biggest transfer of wealth possibly in this generation happened right in front of your eyes. A lot of people got really rich from it and you didn't get one dime. You should be mad.
It happened right in front of your eyes.
A scam, and it's not real money, and you can't. Now it's accessible as pizza, which is really easy to get. It's in your Cash App, where your cash is at. Soon to replace that, maybe. But this video isn't about Bitcoin, it's about change. We often want change until we realize that we are in the change. Then we want a different change. But we don't want to work to make change to come a better change for advancement for the future. I think that we are too passive when it comes to taking action. I like the technology of Bitcoin. The blockchain, it showed me there is a different way to exchange value without relying on the government. Not that the government's bad. We want change, but what do we do after we want it? Well, you take a step to getting it. Most of the time that's working for it. And people just like to talk nowadays. I think people are really satisfied with a mediocre life, minimum wage job, and just getting by is enough for most people. Join in on the conversation of change, but actually doing something, they never do anything. But a wealth transfer of trillion, think about how big that is. So most people think Bitcoin was a scam, and I don't know what the thought process of that is, to be honest with you. I just know that the extent of some people's knowledge with cryptocurrency stops at it being the belief of a scam, and it doesn't get any further. But now that you see that it has a functionality and there's a purpose for it, some people don't even want to pay attention to that. Education of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and the capabilities of what it can do hasn't been discussed or looked into further. The change keeps happening in front of your eyes. People are getting richer, and it's not about people getting rich, but it's just evidence that change is happening and we're standing by passively watching it. Change, I think, is gradual and it's always happening. So it's not like when it's going to happen, it's what position do you play when change is happening. That gives you a better chance to capitalize off of the change that's coming. I would be lying if I said Oduwa Coin is definitely gonna be the next Bitcoin, to where if you don't get it now, you're gonna miss out, because it's gonna make people rich just like Bitcoin did. And if you missed out on the opportunity of buying it while it's really cheap now, you're gonna be mad at yourself later. I can't say that, but can it happen? Yes. Every cryptocurrency has a purpose. The purpose of Oduwa: exchange for the common man value, being able to do business in a way that we control our financial destiny. Most people don't know what Bitcoin was created for. And I think that essentially it doesn't matter, because most people they won't read a Satoshi white paper or have full control of your money and not have an intermediary between you and your cash. Now, most people, I'm realizing, they may not have a problem. A lot of that talk and nonsense to some people, because sometimes you don't want to have something valuable like money or jewelry or whatever in a place that you don't know if it's going to be safe, like your house. $1 million under your bed, that may not be a smart thing. There is a way to keep it secure under your full control. It could be an option that you may entertain and find better under your supervision. Oduwa, I'm a co-founder, first off. I am a co-founder. That just means that I was one of the first people to recognize the power and the potential and the ability to use cryptocurrency, and Oduwa was the next best thing. Okay, so when was the last time money was created, ever? Do you know how old money is? Did you ever think that something would come along that you can spend besides the dollar, opposed to any other country's currency? Something called Bitcoin, in fact. Now you have like over 10,000 cryptocurrencies, but that's not what we're here for. The point is, if there is a change, let's say even the proper distribution of wealth for opportunity for all, whatever, this will be the last time in history that that can be a possibility. Because when does there become another change above digital? We had gold, we had dollars, we had like physical money. Now it's all electric, it's all light. You don't even carry cards anymore. You just swipe your phone. So you went from a wallet even to a credit card, which is amazing because nobody thought that was gonna last when a credit card came out. Like, what is this? A card? How does this spend money? Well, it's a representation of what you have in a bank. Very simple. Just like cryptocurrency is a representation of the value is behind it. We are the energy, the currency that we're working for. We don't work for money. We work for us, you and me. Money just says you did something. If you have a lot of money, you probably worked. You've established your income because you did something. We have interactions where we exchange money for our time. I need something done. You sell something I want to eat. I go to your restaurant. I pay my kids' allowance. All of this money being circulated inside of a community from various things that we do on a daily basis. And it just goes back into each other's hands. Simple. Somebody just created 21 million Bitcoins, and all of a sudden the money that everybody was using before seems to be less valuable than the Bitcoin that people are using now. And money's old. Been around for a very long time. Bitcoin has been around for 12, 15 years now. Excuse me if I'm off a few years, but doesn't that sound kind of new? Change your entire life with just a few years with something called cryptocurrency. Oduwa is the only alternative to Bitcoin. Bitcoin was supposed to be the financial gateway, have you be your own bank and the stuff we are just talking about. No matter what you take away from this, essentially Bitcoin was created to do what it's doing now, make a lot of people rich, and in a way where it was detached from a system that you didn't have to rely on to be rich, because you're probably not going to get rich working a dead-end job or doing what everybody else is doing. You got to do something different. But hey, creating money, interesting. That just changes the whole entire game. So we can say we don't know when the vehicle will change. We'll be here. We don't know what it looks like, so we let it pass us by at the speed of light, and we can see everything happening. You should feel angry. A wealth distribution of trillions of dollars was created, it seems like it was overnight. Made a lot of people rich, and you didn't get any of it. I read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. You pay yourself, and he said you get paid, you pay yourself first. You save, and you invest. Oduwa seems like it would be the next most intelligent thing to invest in, just for the simple fact it's the only alternative to Bitcoin. 21 million. There's value there because there's scarcity. It has its own blockchain. You don't have to rely on Ethereum. You don't have Binance. No. Same capability, same power. Cheaper, faster for transactions. It's interesting because a lot of cryptocurrencies community oriented. So there's communities behind every coin. And those coins are often spent and used. And you listen to a lot of influencers and you look on the crypto channels, you don't see too much of Oduwa. You see Oduwa around. But as long as Oduwa has been out, available, maintaining itself while other coin projects have failed miserably, for something like this to be created and sustained, impressive. These guys that invent these cryptocurrencies are tech geeks, and they create problems in the technology that they create, and they pride themselves on fixing it. What does that mean? Oduwa is cryptocurrency that solves real world issues. So what are we talking about? You want to talk about some tech junk? You want to talk about real world issues? Yeah, we have a cryptocurrency that solves real world issues. A lot of cryptocurrency is just solving cryptocurrency related issues. It's really interesting. I think the conversation needs to be stirred back to what are we doing for the community at hand? And you go and you see documentaries about how cryptocurrency and Bitcoin for the people, and those same people that were giving those speeches disappeared once they became millionaires. Not too big on charity now, huh? I watch a lot of crypto documentaries, but I look at the old documentaries and these guys are like, yeah, cryptocurrency for the people and poor people. We're going to help everybody out with cryptocurrency, and blockchain technology is going to allow. They became millionaires. Now they're gone. And you have projects like Oduwa, accessible, a team you can reach out to, and we respond. I can go on all day about this, but I want to do a quick video to kind of put things in perspective and get you asking questions. Pay yourself first, save, and then invest in what? Oduwa. Or do you have swishers to buy? Or do you need to go see that movie this weekend that you can't wait becomes available online? You can probably find a bootleg for free. Do we not get together as a community? And an indigenous coin, I know, but there's enough to go around. It's for the common man. There's as many as Bitcoin, 21 million. It can do the same thing and facilitate as many transactions as needed. So what is the issue? Well, one thing is for sure. Oduwa has his own plan. And it would be a shame if a couple years from now, the same thing happened. Oduwa skyrocketed in value. You didn't invest, just like Bitcoin, right in front of your eyes. Now, people got rich. A lot of people got rich, and you didn't get anything because you weren't educated on it. And we're still learning the unfolding of this cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies because it's still relatively new in the process of using it, regulations, so on and so forth. Oduwa's never had an issue. If so, we're right there and we fix it immediately. You can't call Ethereum. You can't call Vitalik Buterin. You can't call Satoshi. Oops, he doesn't exist. The creator of Bitcoin. You can't call the owner of VeChain. Can't call the owner of Binance. But Chief Nana Abukudazi Oduwa the First, which you may know as Mr. Bright, created Oduwa with a technology proven already to work. But seeing this is how it can be done to bring change for our people and beyond the common man. The technology is there. Everything's there. Growing community. But are you there? Are you telling people? Are you educating yourself? Or maybe you're one of those people. You wish and hope for change. And then when change comes, you just sit there and just participate in talking about it. But you never really